Hey everyone, I've got breaking news, and this one is huge. After years of back and forth, lawsuits, threats of bans, and nonstop political drama, the United States and China have finally reached a major deal over TikTok. And what's inside this deal? For the first time ever, Americans will control 6 of the 7 board seats that oversee TikTok operations here in the US. And maybe the biggest headline of all, America will also have control over TikTok's algorithm. Now let's pause for a moment because that part is massive. The algorithm is the beating heart of TikTok. It's the invisible engine that decides whether your video reaches 50 people or 50 million. It's why random creators can explode overnight. And it's also why politicians in Washington have been nervous. If China controlled that algorithm, they feared it could be used to spread propaganda, to collect user data, or even to shape American opinion in subtle ways without anyone realizing it. That's why, back in 2024, a bipartisan group of lawmakers passed a law banning TikTok altogether. The Supreme Court upheld that ban in January. So technically, right now, TikTok should not even exist in the United States. But Donald Trump stepped in repeatedly, extending deadlines, delaying enforcement, and insisting that negotiations continue. Earlier this week, he pushed the deadline back once again, this time until December 16th, saying a framework for a deal was finally in place. So, what does this new deal look like? According to White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, TikTok will be majority owned by Americans, 6 American seats on the board. Algorithm under U.S. control. And here's the kicker, Oracle, the U.S. tech company run by billionaire Larry Ellison, one of Trump's closest allies, will handle TikTok's American data and security. But here's where things get complicated. China has said repeatedly that they are not willing to give up the algorithm. That's been their red line. Yet the White House insists it's already agreed to, and that all that's left is for the deal to be signed. Trump even posted on Truth Social after a call with Chinese President Xi Jinping, saying it was a very productive call and that he appreciated TikTok's approval. But when the Chinese government released their version of that call, TikTok wasn't mentioned at all. They repeated their long-standing position. Negotiations are still ongoing. So who do we believe? Is the deal actually locked in, or are we being told one thing while China quietly says another? Let's bring this down to what it means for everyday Americans. On one hand, millions of creators and businesses rely on TikTok. For them, this deal means relief. No sudden ban, no need to rebuild audiences, no fear of losing everything overnight. If TikTok survives under this framework, it stays part of daily life in the US. But on the other hand, you have to ask, is this really about protecting national security, or is it about politics and power? Think about it. Oracle, tied to a Trump ally, is suddenly in charge of TikTok's US data. 6 of the 7 board seats are American controlled. Does that sound like a safety measure, or does it sound like a power grab? TikTok has over 150 million American users, nearly half the country. Whoever controls the algorithm controls what trends, what spreads, and even which political ideas go viral. TikTok is the new public square. If the US truly gains that control, it could mean a massive shift in how information flows online. So let's make this interactive. What about you? Are you relieved TikTok is staying? Do you trust this new structure? Or do you think this is smoke and mirrors, a show to calm the public while power players cut deals behind closed doors? Because at the end of the day, this deal isn't only about TikTok. It's about who controls the future of social media, who controls the narratives we see every day, and who really benefits when the most powerful app in America changes hands. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this deal is good for the US? Do you believe American control over the algorithm makes us safer? Or are we just trading one influence for another? Let's get the conversation going.